Hello and welcome to our nightly news. These are the headlines. We begin with condolences expressed by the President of the Republic this Sunday to the families of the 4 victims who lost their lives in the landslide that struck the Sanobar district in Oman province. And in the aftermath, a ministerial delegation headed to the scene to assess the situation before the beginning of the rehousing operation of those affected. Algerian Olympic champion Canal continues to make history, claiming the gold medal of the 2025 Gymnastics World Cup finals. On this occasion, the president extended his heartfelt congratulations. Abroad, another racist and Islamophobic crime committed in France. The murder of a young man in a mosque adds to the growing list of anti-Muslim acts in the country. More details coming up. In Morocco, a country suffering from poverty knows a new tragedy, reflecting the people's suffering, further exposing the reality of social and economic failure of the Makhzen. We begin with the condolences of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, who extended his condolences this Sunday to the families of the 4 victims who lost their lives in a landslide in the province of Oran. In his message, the President wrote that it is with deep sorrow and heartfelt sadness that he extends his sincere condolences to the families of the 4 victims who tragically lost their lives in the landslide that has led to the collapse of 5 precarious homes in Iran. In this time of grief, the President prays to Almighty Allah to surround the deceased with His mercy and to grant a swift recovery to those injured. To Allah we belong, and to Him we shall return. And following the landslide in the Sanobar district in Oman province, a ministerial delegation visited the site on Sunday under instructions from the President of the Republic. The aim was to assess the treatment of the injured and examine solutions for those affected. The delegation included the Minister of the Interior, Local Authorities and Regional Planning, the Minister of Housing, Town Planning and the City, and the Minister of National Solidarity, the Family and Women's Affairs, along with the Directors General of National Security and Civil Protection. The officials visited the emergency unit of Oman's University Hospital to inquire about the condition of the injured and the medical care received, and the Minister of the Interior announced that a damage assessment would be conducted, noting that a technical committee had already been set up to review the situation of the residents living in the area of Sanobar. For his part, the Minister of Housing stressed the importance of working closely with technical inspection services to evaluate the full extent of the damage. Let's have a listen.
The ministerial delegation's trip to Oran was instructed by the President of the Republic, which reflects once again the interest he grants to the citizen wherever he is. The tragedy that occurred was beyond our control. Today we must find solutions concerning the victims and make sure to eliminate dangers for the inhabitants of this neighborhood so that these kind of accidents won't occur again. With the collaboration of the local authorities, we'll make sure that the inhabitants identified by the CTC as being on a dangerous situation will be rehoused. They will spend the night in their new houses.
And in line with the President of the Republic's directives, which constantly emphasize citizen welfare during such events, the local authorities in Oman have initiated housing procedures for those impacted by this tragedy to the 900-unit public rental housing and the municipality of Mzarghin. And to ensure the smooth execution of this operation, 50 figures from the Technical Control Authority for Constructions, alongside various departments of the Oran district and municipality, as well as that of Mzarghin and Boutlilis municipalities, have been mobilized. In other news, Algerian Olympic champion Canal has won the gold medal at the finals of the 2025 Gymnastics World Cup held in Cairo. President Abdelmajid Tebboune congratulated her in a message posted on his official account, describing her as our Olympic gymnastics star and hailing her victory as a new achievement for Algeria, which inspires pride. The head of state thanked Kailia and wished her continued success in her career. Canal claims gold on the asymmetric bars at the 2025 Cairo World Cup, outshining Slovenia's Herbar and Egypt's Abdallah. Najaf Tayyar has the details.
At the Gymnastics World Cup in Cairo, Egypt, Kylian Mmour once again showcased her extraordinary talent, securing a well-deserved gold medal on the asymmetrical bars. The young Algerian gymnast's flawless execution and impressive technical skills left a lasting impression on the competition. With an elegance that radiated through her routine, Kylian's performance was nothing short of mesmerizing. Her score of 14.533 points reflected the perfection she displayed, further solidifying her place among the elite gymnasts of her generation.
I'm very happy to have won this medal today. I have done a lot of training since the previous games for this competition, so I'm very happy and I'm having fun. Thank you for supporting me all these years. So thank you very much. It means a lot to me.
De plus en plus nombreux, donc merci beaucoup. Ça me touche.
Kylian Mmour's journey continues to captivate the world as she remains a force to be reckoned with in gymnastics. The 70-year-old Algerian prodigy has etched etched her name in history, most notably with a groundbreaking silver medal at the 2023 World Championship, an achievement that made her the first Algerian to accomplish such a feat. As her success didn't stop there, as her Olympic title made her the only African and Arab gymnast to ever reach that pinnacle, securing her place among the sport's global stars. But her story is far from being over, with 2 more finals on the horizon, presenting with the opportunity to further solidify her legacy and continue thrilling audiences both in Algeria and across the continent.
International news now. A racist and Islamophobic crime was committed against a Muslim performing his prayer in a mosque in the south of France last Friday. And his killer, a Frenchman, is still on the run. Raniel Bahi explains how this crime is now part of a long series providing a clear insight into the rise of Islamophobia and racism in France.
The tragic murder of the young Malian man in front of the Guard Mosque has resonated deeply, extending far beyond his community. This devastating event highlights the loss of a young life, a man who simply sought to pray in peace. Sadly, this murder occurred in a context where Islamophobia is rising, and it's not an isolated incident.
Il y a du sang de partout.
There was blood everywhere we first saw. He's like deeply injured.
Même plus la couleur de son jean.
Anti-Muslim acts are increasing in France. They are often fueled by political and media speeches that blame Islam and Muslims, creating fear and hostility. This has led to a climate of anxiety, made worse by hate speech from the far right. These ideas have become so common in public discussions that some people now feel encouraged to commit violent acts. The murder of young Abu Bakr shows the clear hatred that exists in a country where racism and Islamophobia are sometimes used for political gain. Some leaders treat part of the population as enemies just because of their faith, their origins, or their skin color.
C'est une politique de misère qui conduit au chaos, qui conduit à la barbarie.
It's a policy of misery that leads to chaos and barbarism. I'm not convinced that the majority of the population does not want it. So against all measures of division, racism and hatred, we need to block this policy that leads to catastrophe.
The data from the Interior Ministry, which recorded 173 anti-Muslim incidents in 2024, underscores this concerning trend. The French Council of the Muslim Faith says has described the atmosphere for Muslims in France as suffocating and points to the way some media have normalized racist speech. Furthermore, the Collective Against Islamophobia in Europe reports a 57% increase in Islamophobic acts, with Muslim women making up 81% of the victims. The Council of Europe has also warned about the growing anti-immigrant and anti-Muslim language in France, especially from politicians. The brutal killing of Abu Bakr reminds us that behind every statistics on Islamophobic acts, there are real people, real lives destroyed, and whole communities living in fear. This tragedy forces French authorities and everyone to confront the consequences of allowing hateful speech in society to grow. It needs a collective awareness and action so that never again will a person's faith, skin color, or origin become a target for murder.
People advocating for these higher rights are marching through Spain to amplify calls for justice and keep the unresolved Western Sahara conflict in the global spotlight. Najataya reports.
The Freedom March for the Sahrawi prisoners crossed several French towns before arriving in Spain. Throughout the journey, participants consistently called for the immediate release of the Sahrawi political detainees, especially the members of the Gdimizik group, who have become emblematic of the broader struggle of the Sahrawi people. In Perpignan, their final stop on the French soil, they issued a strong appeal to the international community, urging support for the Sahrawi self-determination and demanding the Makhzen regime to end the arbitrary imprisonment.
Today, more than ever, we are talking about many peoples who are oppressed. The Sahrawis are among them. I believe that when you are progressive and stand for freedom for all, it's also your duty to show solidarity to support this kind of march and more broadly, any work in favor of freedom.
Marche et en tout cas de travail pour la liberté.
We express our support for the Sahrawi political prisoners who are currently imprisoned.
In Spain, the Freedom March is set to cover a vast stretch of the country, determined to keep the momentum alive. Its goal remains clear: to draw the international attention to the Sahrawi cause and to remind the world that the issue of the Western Sahara is still unresolved. The public awareness campaigns will intensify along the route, ensuring that the mobilization shows no signs of slowing down.
And social unrest in Morocco persists. The economic and social situation is pushing more people into poverty. One of the tragic moments that Moroccan people had to endure was in a market during a free food distribution where 15 people were killed. Rania Al-Bahri.
8 years ago, women of all ages gathered in the Sidi Bou'alam Market Square, northeast of Souira, hoping to receive food aid distributed by a local notable. The crowd grew so large that a stampede broke out, leaving 15 people dead and many others injured.
During the stampede, I ended up in the hospital receiving treatment for the injuries I got while waiting in the crowd for food. We were waiting in the line like everyone else. Everything seemed normal. We never imagined it would end in tragedy.
What happened in Souira wasn't an isolated case. Today, many Moroccan citizens still live in very difficult conditions. Homes have been demolished, families are left homeless, and daily calls for help often go unanswered.
I've been living here in the middle of nowhere for 58 years, and now even this place is targeted. They want to take it over. We are the children of this country. It's a nightmare. They give us nothing. We were left without any help. We can't afford rent. We have nothing to live on and no way to study. Why are we the only ones affected? Why are we being evicted from our homes? We are simply asking for our rights to be respected.
In Souira, as in other villages and rural areas across Morocco, poverty is not an accident. It's the result of deliberated policies by the Makhzen regime, policies built on empty promises, leaving citizens without real support.
In an update on the ongoing situation in the occupied Palestinian territories, 3 Palestinians were martyred on Sunday, including 2 girls, and several others were injured as Zionist occupation army shelled the city of Khan Yunis and the southern Gaza Strip. The escalation comes amid a dire humanitarian crisis, with the Palestinian people enduring severe shortages of essential supplies due to the ongoing blockade. In solidarity with the people of Gaza, hundreds of demonstrators gathered in Berlin on Saturday to denounce the Zionist aggression against the Palestinian territories and to call for an end to the genocide in Gaza. In Algiers now, Communication Minister called on Arab media to embrace their pioneering role by producing objective, credible and engaging content that promotes inter-Arab rapprochement. Speaking at the opening of the periodic meetings of Arab radio and TV coordinators, he stressed the need for content rooted in ethics and respect for state sovereignty and identity. Let's have a listen.
The new victorious Algeria, strong with its leaders and its constant national orientations towards Arab causes, remains determined to valorize and support all the sincere initiatives aimed at consolidating the foundations of the common Arab action and promote all action that will preserve the sovereignty of Arab states, their identity and independence.
يعود بالفائدة على الدول العربية بما يصون سيادتها واستقلالها.
I would like to hail Algeria's efforts, a brotherly country who houses the Arab Center for the Exchange of Information and Program. Algeria, the land of sacrifices, recognized for its constant positions and its adhesion under the leadership of President Abdelmajid Tebboune to the sincere approach aimed at consolidating the foundations of the joint Arab action, to strengthen the bonds of solidarity and complementarity, to work for progress, the well-being and prosperity of its people.
And more than 10,000 sheep arrived at the port of Jinjan in Jijil province, while over 14,000 others docked in Skikda from Romania as part of the National Livestock Import Program ahead of Eid al-Adha. The operations will continue through May to reach 1 million head, ensuring quality meat while supplying the country. And we end today's edition with a major wastewater treatment plant in Bashar, significantly boosting environmental efforts and improving life for residents. The 15,000-hectare facility treats about 17,000 cubic meters each day, employing advanced systems and labs. Melissa Kapash.
The Bashar wastewater treatment plant, one of the region's largest, 15 hectares, processes approximately 17,000 cubic meters of urban wastewater daily, playing a crucial role in environmental protection and improving local residents' quality of life.
Equipped with tertiary treatment system for optimal water quality, the plant currently treats over 10,500 cubic meters per day. Continuous monitoring 24/7 ensures the proper functioning of equipment through regular lubrication and greasing.
These basins eliminate all residual organic matter, even the finest particles. Following this, chemical treatment is a vital step to guarantee purified pollution-free water.
The plant houses 2 laboratories, one for chemical and physical analysis and another specializing in bacteriological analysis. Utilizing the activated sludge process, the plant anticipates a daily flow rate of 55,500 cubic meters by 2040, meeting the needs of an estimated 386,000 inhabitants. It also features a tertiary treatment system.
Undertaking significant projects like this demonstrates the state's commitment to addressing future challenges by prioritizing wastewater purification. The ultimate goal is to ensure a healthy environment and safeguard water resources for generations to come.
That was it for today's news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.